Hoosiers haven't connected from beyond the arc either. Here's a steal. Guess who? Zakai. Ziegler.
Oh!
To the air. The high flying ball.
Look out now.
Rice, the extra pass. Pays off. Renew with the three. Hoosiers in front.
Tennessee trying to build on an SEC championship, run to the Elite Eight last year. Meanwhile, Indiana trying to make it back to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I know Halloween, the spooky season, Roger, is right around the corner, but trust me, this is all treats and no tricks.
Kane Williams back to Ben Levy for the win. Got it! Georgia State stuns Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
Rice dumps it off. The slam. Volley. Renew.
This will be a fun one.
And two coaches that know each other extremely well. Nate Oates was previously the head coach at Buffalo. One of his top assistants, Brian Hodgson, 4 years there at Buffalo, and then they came to Alabama where they had a lot of success winning SEC championships, sending players to the NBA.
Hodgson, known as an ace recruiter, played a big role in the run that Alabama has had here under Nate Oates' leadership. He's been able to take a lot of that leadership now to Jonesboro and what he's doing with Arkansas State.
He's now in his second year leading this program in Jonesboro. One of the great players he's brought in is Kobe Julian, the preseason Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year, transfers in from Louisiana. You have him for the Red Wolves, and then you have Mark Sears for the Alabama Crimson Tide. He's back, and he's picked to be the SEC Player of the Year.
Well, so much experience for both of these guys. Mark Sears, we know what he can do. He can get to the cup at will and has unlimited range on the outside. Two of these players, the experience and the versatility will show all around all night long.
Clowney right to Burnett, slamming it home for Alabama.
It's safe to say Damari Burnett is healthy, climbing up the top ladder. Wow, outstanding.
Crowd alive at Coleman Coliseum. Mayo, ball kicked.
We take a look at Alabama coming down in transition. Damari Burnett going to the top shelf, over the top. Let's just pause and check it out. Wow.
That's over 6'8" Matt Dentlinger. Bama fans knew he could shoot it from outside. How about that, though?
We spoke early talking about this is a former McDonald's All-American. You know, when you come in with that much talent, you know, you have some skills. He's had a tough time battling some injuries early on in his career. He's had to make a transfer, but he seemed to find himself at home. And when you're making plays like that, it lets you know that you're getting comfortable.
Kyle, who played well in the first half of the Jackrabbits, puts that one up too strong. Chance for the Crimson Tide to build a 5-point lead. Miller. Off the back iron, but there's Bediako, the offensive rebound.
Good hustle by Charles Bediako.
Damari Burnett. Off the iron. Bediako was fighting in for the board again, but this time it'll go back to South Dakota State. That's the call on the floor.
You know, Alabama's been finding some things, penetrating to the cup. You know, not able to really hit the outside shot here as of late. Want to consider with 5 minutes and 11 seconds to go, driving it in. Seem to be wearing down South Dakota State. Might can find an advantage.
30-second timeout for South Dakota State, and Damari Burnett turning it on when Alabama needed it. Now up to 9 points. Again, points have been very hard to come by, but Burnett coming into his own. Transfer from Texas Tech, only played there 12 games before an injury. Transferring to Alabama, was around the team last year, but had to miss so much time. But now, as we get deeper into the season, coming into his own.
Well, you see he's definitely there, and a lot of players on this team respect him so much. And you saw last year, even though he wasn't able to participate, he seemed to be a vocal leader for this squad over on the bench. Now he's getting to show his talents on the court, taking a little bit of time to get his body back into the shape that he wants to be. But as you can see, the talent and athleticism on display with that last dunk over the top of a defender, he seems to be liking it, and he's all smiles here in Tuscaloosa.
Just like he was during the Crimson Tide's foreign tour to Europe, as he averaged 12 points per game in those contests in Europe. His first action as part of the Crimson Tide.
It is, and you see that's what he's telling his boys right there. He said, I told you so, man. I told you I got bounce. That's it right there.